Hi, Kerry here again. This is going to be a little bit of a different video. I was reminded from a Wall Street Journal article that I saw yesterday about inflation and how the price of bicycles is going up so dramatically, and particularly electric bicycles. This is one of my bikes. I don't own an electric bike, but this is my Pinarello. It's an Italian-made bike. I paid roughly $3,500 for this bike back in 2011. It's totally carbon fiber. I looked it up on eBay, and it's probably worth about $2,800 now, even though it's a 10-year-old bike. And I guess why I wanted to do this is to say, if you remember the Queen song, I want to ride my bicycle, I want to ride my bike, I want to ride my bicycle. A fabulous song. It was on. It's a part of the Fat Bottom Girls album, I believe. Had a very interesting picture inside the album. So if you remember that and you own it, if you own that album, please go into the comments and share that with me, because I don't own that album and I wish I did. So anyway, this article was saying that there is a surge in the interest in electric bikes, and I've seen that. We went down to the beach, as you might know if you've been a regular to the channel, and spent 2 weeks, and I would say every fifth bike I saw down there, and there's a lot of bikes down there. A lot of people go down there, and because it's flat and it's pretty bicycle friendly, a lot of people ride bikes who never ride bikes otherwise. But every fifth bike I noticed was an electric bike. A year ago, I didn't see any electric bikes, and I thought that was interesting, particularly for us baby boomers. We all grew up. I don't care if you're a boy or girl, you had a Schwinn or some Rebel or some other form of bike that was your means of transportation. And I know I grew up in Champaign, Illinois, and I would ride my bike everywhere. In fact, I had a paper route that I delivered papers on, and I would go downtown to Champaign to the newspaper office, ride my bike down, take my collections down, carry my bag of money to the bank, and if I would go and get my coins converted to cash, and then take the cash to the paper and pay my bill, they'd give me a ticket to the movie theater if I came with the exact amount. So kind of a memory there. And a bicycle was a big part of my life. When we're at the beach, I have another bike that I go out on the trails on. And then with my son, we went mountain biking for about 2 hours in some of the backwoods trails down there on the beach. So I guess my appeal and my interest in this video is to say, it's time to get on your bike. If your legs aren't up to pedaling, then consider an electric bike. They're expensive. They're very expensive. I suspect. I remember when I was a kid, bikes basically were one sprocket front, one sprocket back, and then they came up with what was called English bikes. Do you remember those? And on the handlebars, they had a little click, and you had the ability to shift from the front sprocket, 3 different discs, and you had 3 gears, so you could climb hills a lot better than some of your friends. And we called those English bikes. They had the thinner tires than the Schwinns and the other bikes that we had. But bicycling is a wonderful form of exercise. So I want you to consider looking into finding an electric bike and getting back on the bike and getting some exercise. Again, they are electric assist, so you are doing some pedaling, and they come in, as I understand it, 3 different classes. If you get a bike that will take you over so many miles an hour, I think it's around 20 miles an hour, it's registered as a vehicle. So stay under that, and also get one with this this one has what I call a butt killer seat. It makes, the way it's built, it's made for bike racing. And someone asked me, how do you get accustomed to riding on a seat like that? And I said, about somewhere around 100 miles. At 100 miles, it don't hurt so bad anymore. Your rear end gets accustomed to it, and you feel comfortable with it. But this is a phenomenal bike. I even took it one time down to the Florida Keys and rode 100 miles down from I forget the name of the city on the Florida Keys down to Key West with two friends, and went to the bottom of the United States, and for a wonderful time. And so I have a lot of memories on this bike. I don't ride it as much as I used to because it's a street bike. And I'm scared to death that came home one day to Nita and told Nita that I know how I'm going to die now. And she said, well, how is that? And she said, I'm going to be riding my bike and I'm going to be hit by a teenage boy in a big black Chevrolet truck, or I'm going to be hit by a gray-haired lady in a Buick sitting below the steering wheel. And I know what my last 3 words are going to be. No, it's actually my last 2 words. I'm going to be hit, and I'm going to be thrown into a ditch, and I'm going to scream, oh, shit, and I'll die in that ditch. So I got off the bike, and now I have a more of a trail bike that when I go to Florida, I go on some backwoods trails that are just beautiful. And when all the tourists are gone, I ride on the road. So my message in this video is nothing about Social Security, nothing about the investment markets or how to invest your money or when to qualify for Social Security or Medicare. It's about get out and get some exercise. I found when I went to the beach, I got out and with my Fitbit, measured my steps every day, had no problem hitting the 10,000, which is about 4 miles, I guess, a day, and burning the calories. But in retirement, a big part is to stay healthy. And if you can stay healthy long enough, I believe medicine is going to improve medical cure as opposed to medical care. And what we'll have to worry about then is they take the diseases out of our body, we're going to have to worry about replacement parts. Much as on a bicycle. Although my bicycle, although it's made out of carbon fiber, it doesn't have a lot of technology like some of the new electric bikes do, so I don't have to worry about that. So that's kind of a little side piece that I wanted to talk about today and share with you this part of my retirement life. I love my bikes. I love my running shoes. In fact, while we were down there on Thanksgiving Day, I ran in a 5K. I think there were 1,562 people who participated in it. I didn't finish anywhere near the front, but in my age group, I finished second on the 5K. I'm not a long distance runner. I run the sprints, but I was very proud of that. Now, the reality is there weren't that many 75 to 80-year-olds who showed up for a Thanksgiving 5K, but I was the second fastest there. And it inspired me to say, I'll do it again next year, and I'm going to chase that other guy down. All right, thanks. Get on your bike. Let's get out there and ride.